So I'm going to be showing you how to use Blender 2.79. Before you do anything else, first of all, we're going to get out of Blender. You're going to go to Google Chrome, and you're going to go to a thing called GitHub, and you're gonna make sure you have to find, you can just look it up, Cat's Blender plugin. You can use any version, it's fine. They just did an update last month, but once you're here, you go to code and you download the zip, and I recommend using any zip unloader. But once you have that, it gives you the folder, and then you go to wherever your Blender is, which mine is in my desktop, and it's called Blender 2.79 Windows 64. And usually when you open it, it'll go like this. So you click on the 2.79 folder, you go to scripts, and then you go to add-ons. Once you're here, you take the Cat's Blender plugin folder that you just got from the zip file, you drag it to here, and it should pop up right there. And that's all you have to do for that. You can exit out of the folder and go back into Blender. From Blender, you have to click File, User Preferences, and once you're here, usually you'll come in right here if it's your first time in Blender. You click the add-on section and you type in cats. Once you do that, if it shows up, good. That means you imported it correctly. You make sure that it is checkmarked. If it is not checkmarked, it's not a problem. All you have to do is just re-click it and then save user settings. Now that's done, you can start working on your avatar. So with the Blender's plugin, I will just restart the model from scratch. You'll come to a thing right here. Under model, you click import model, and this is where you import your base first if you're doing an avatar, a complete avatar in Blender. So I'm going to go to my assets folder with all of my many clothing and bases, and I will use my drool base, and I will just do the normal proportions. Double click on that. You can either double click or you can click right here, import any model. As long as it's an FBX, you are fine. So it imported correctly. We see it has the bones in its hair. We see it has the bones in the body. We can see the avatar is there. We're good. So it is gray like this for right now, but that is fine. As long as the model comes in with the bones and it's a decent size, it's not laying down, it's not upside down, it's ready to be made. So with the plugin, you click underneath import and export model, you click fix model. Click that once, wait for it to load. And what it is doing is Blender is trying to find all the textures and making sure it is assigned to the base or the clothing that is on the model itself. And anything is considered a model, even if it's just a flip-flop. It's considered a model because it does have like the bone things. I don't know what they're actually called. They're not bones, but they're something else. But it has an armature. It has that. So Blender will do the work, putting the textures on the armature of the model. and so on. So it goes like this. Don't worry about why she's pink. It's just a texture error. Just like the same in Unity, when you don't have a certain shader, it's fine. It's fine because we can fix it. So right now I am going to right click on the bones, and to double check that you clicked on the bones and not the body, if you see that the bones are orange, click G on your computer and see I clicked all of her. But that's good. So I clicked the bones again, and I clicked H on my keyboard to hide the bones. If you want the bones back, just click Alt H, and they come back. But for right now, I want them off so I can demonstrate this. So I don't want her to have the hair, which is fine. So I'm gonna click Model Options. And this is really important when it comes to avatar creation. So you see it says separate by material here. It says loose parts and shapes. Never click shapes, because then you will be spending a lot of time picking apart each individual piece, and I can show you what that means. If you right click on your model and she's fully highlighted, click the tab button on your keyboard and it takes you to edit mode. With the shapes, it's like grabbing a certain part of an avatar. I guess I can actually show if I just click shapes. It's so annoying though. So I clicked shapes. She looks fine. Oh, it doesn't do it for... Okay. Oh, it does. Okay. So, this is not what you want. If you clicked materials, and if you clicked the hair, you could just take the hair off. But basically what it does, it kind of... Whatever you click, it drags everything that's connected to that. So I click the body. The head doesn't come off because it's not technically connected to the body. It's very weird. But everything else is. You click the hair, it takes the head with it, which we don't need. So we're going to click Join Meshes All, and we're going to click Materials. That is the main thing you're going to always want to click if you're removing something and you don't want it anymore. You're just like, I want to get rid of this. I want to delete it. So you right click on what you want to delete and you click delete and enter. Delete on your keyboard is the easiest way I do it. Yeah. So her hair is gone. It's fine. Now we're going to look at these nails. Now, this is something that some people don't pay attention to. I am the biggest part of that. I do not pay attention to this sometimes. If I'm very focused, I don't realize it right away until the last minute, and then I have to redo everything, or I have to re-import the model and take what I deleted from the old model and throw it onto my new model. So I want to get rid of just the rings. Just the rings. It's fine. If you want to do that, some models are cool with, like, okay, you want to delete the nails, you can just click on the nails and that's fine. But it's all highlighted. Her socks, her nails, and her nails are all highlighted in one setting, which is not good. To get rid of just the rings, we are going to click on them, make sure that they're highlighted, and we're going to go back and click that tab button again. Now from here, you can either do it by highlighting over it with your cursor and clicking L, but I think that's kind of a slow way to do it, and sometimes you don't get everything. So what I do is I click Z, C, and then I just left click and I just draw. And this way it gets every piece of Visine. It gets everything I want to delete. And I don't have to worry about anything else. Now there, all the rings are gone. And we still have our socks. And we still have our nails. Now sometimes, and I do this just to be extra cautious, I'm going to click C again. And I'm going to middle click on my mouse and go around in case there was any pieces that got caught, because sometimes when you go into edit mode it will oh wait, don't want to delete that so I can show you guys. It will grab a piece of clothing or skin tech or like skin or whatever, and I can show you how that looks by clicking this and shift. So there's like a highlighted thing right there. Let's say I wanted to delete it, and look at that. It happens a lot. So make sure you never do that. But once you have your rings highlighted and you're like, okay, there are the rings, don't want them, you click delete. But instead of clicking just delete and enter, you will click delete and you see all of these. Click vertices, and there you go. You got your rings off. No more rings. You kept your sakis. You kept your fingies. From there, you can click back into edit mode by clicking, or you can go back into object mode from edit mode by clicking the tab button one more time. And then you can click down here to go back to your original textures, which is material. And we're back to where we started. Now, we don't want this pink. We don't. And it's not that we don't have the texture. It's just, it was probably in a folder and Blender couldn't find it. But there it is. There's the body. All you have to do is click on this folder icon and you find the texture that you need and just throw it on there, and boom, and lo and behold, there's our skin texture. So easy. Now this is a great example for split textures as well. So as you can see, her eyes are different colors and so are her eyelashes compared to her head. So we're going to do this texture. So, oh wait. Oh no, okay, it's just the eyes. I'm sorry. So don't worry about what I said about her eyelashes. So her head and her eyelashes are now there. Everything's there that we need it to be. But what about these eyes? Technically, if you felt like it, you could take these and delete them and they'll be fine. But I don't want to. So to get rid of these plain boring colors, it shows right here that it's blue. Okay. But it doesn't have a texture on it. It just has a color, which is completely different when it comes to Blender. That's like if you're using Unity, if you are familiar with how avatars work in Unity, you do the standard color, but you don't have a body texture on it, and you just do a plain flat color. That's what this is, and that's not what we need. Unless it's for a certain thing, that's not what we need for our eyes. So we're going to click that new button on the bottom, and we're going to click open. I'm going to do 2 different eye textures, I think. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to click here. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to click a different texture for the face. And there you go. Now you have 2 different eyes, which is totally fine. This is just a demonstration avatar. But that's how you fix error textures in Blender. They're super easy. It's super fun. So for the next thing, I'm gonna talk about back facing. if you've ever paid attention to texture works, if you use, I don't know any textures that do this, but Playomis, they have this menu bar that says back facing off, front and back. That's how you get rid of this to make it not look like this, and it doesn't look like she's staring into your soul. So you're gonna click this plus button that's up top on your top right, and you're gonna scroll down to shading, and you're gonna see something called back face calling. If that's checkmarked, uncheckmark it. Boom. Now she looks even more terrifying, but it's fine because it's how it's technically supposed to look. Get rid of that. You're done. Sometimes if you re-import clothing, you have to redo that every so often. If Blender's like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna take off your back face culling, and then you just kind of have to redo it. So we got our base. This is perfect. She looks so plain. We're gonna work on adding clothing to models now. So again, we're gonna go back to this nice little import button. Never ever click file and new, because then that'll get rid of your entire avatar. So we're gonna click import, and again we're gonna go back to my many assets, and I'm going to do, what's a nice outfit to put on her that is easy. I guess we'll do this, whatever this top is. Oh, that's cute. So we're gonna click fix model. Now, glad this did this. So you see that it shows our avatar's bones. Don't work on the shirt yet. Click right here, click the eye button, and click the top eye. And this is our shirt. Now, our shirt looks like it's a little small. And where are our arrows? Boom, they're right there at the bottom. We don't want that. So to get the arrows to where you to a position where it's easier, so you don't have to go like this and be like, oh my lord, that's so small and you can't see anything. So what you do is you click control, or you hold control, shift, alt, and C at the and then you go to origin to geometry, and boom, the arrows are now further up and they're easier to work with. So how I usually start off with sizing my clothing on avatars, I click S on my keyboard and kind of make it bigger and then put it down. So it's like this. This is cool. You click the stuff at the bottom right here, which is the arrows, the rotation, and then the whole stretchy thing. I'm pretty sure there's names for it, but I'm gonna call them pokey, turny, and stretchy. So how you're gonna do this is you're gonna size it to how you want. Don't worry too much about part of it sticking out. Don't worry about many things. I will show you in a second. That was pretty easy. Okay. Hang on. Because I know this is like a ripped version of a shirt. Okay. I was just double checking that. So wait. Cool. Boop. So that's done. We have fitted our shirt onto the model. Now, I'm going to remove the bones again real quick. I'm going to click shift and middle cursor, my middle mouse button thing. We're going to zoom in. We're going to look around. And like I said, the whole back face culling thing. Boop. And there you go. Now it looks like an actual shirt. So we have our avatar, we have our shirt. There are sometimes if certain skin is poking out with the shirt, right click on it with your mouse, go down to where object mode is right here, and click sculpt. Before you do that, always click the brush button and go to direction and make sure it's on add. If it is, you're good. Don't worry about the subtract button. But this helps with like little things right there. I think that actually might be how this shirt is supposed to be, and I'm just kind of paranoid. But there's a thing right there, and boop, now it's gone. This just sculpts it to what you want it to, like, if there's like skin popping out and you can't scale it to where you hide it, but if you can, it looks so baggy. It looks like it's not, it looks like a box that your model is wearing, or like a stiff piece of clothing. Yeah, we're not gonna, it's so weird. But this just kind of helps with cleaning up a little bit. Sometimes I use sculpting mode to make my shirt have, like, go over my avatar's boobs. That's better, so it doesn't look, yeah. But that's just kind of how you do it. You just kind of like that, and yeah, it's simple once you get the hang of it. Sometimes you don't have to always use sculpt mode, it's just an option. Sometimes it fits perfectly like this and you don't have to do anything else to it except to add it to your avatar. So yeah, so there we go. She has her shirt. We're going to unhide all of our bones. We're going to click A once, and then we're going to minimize the model options and go to customize model creation. From here, we're going to make sure merge all bones, apply transformation, and we're going to make sure that that amateur is up top. This is the base, and this is the clothing. It looks weird because it says that amateur 001 is our base and amateur is our clothing, but I promise that's not it. It shouldn't be it, but whatever. Once you have all that check marked, that's in the right place. You click A and everything's orange. Again, you're going to click Control A, and you're going to see location, rotation, scale, whatever. I just click rotation or location, and then I click it right here because that's what you need, because this basically applies the scale, the like how you move the shirt from up to down. It just stays on the model once you're about to merge everything together, so that the shirt isn't on top of your head once everything's merged. It's to put it in place. It's like a freeze access, basically, is how I can kind of say it. But once you do that, everything looks correct right here. You click merge armatures, let that happen. Blender does its thing. And if there is an error, which is sometimes good, nope, okay. So, like I was saying, once you merge everything together, whatever, you're good, you're fine. Boom, the shirt's on. You don't have to worry about anything else. Go to pose mode, and the shirt is connected to her now. It is part of her body. It is part of her. I know you probably saw that when we took off the hair, the bones were still there, and now they're gone. That is fine. If you remove a certain thing, if it's like, let's say you removed a dragon tail from a model. You remove the model itself, but you didn't remove the bones, because the bones are connected to your model's bones. So if you remove the tailbone, it'll remove every single piece of bone that's on your avatar, breaking your avatar, not giving it movement, not giving it anything. To get it to fix that, so I removed the hair, but the bones are still there. If I decided to, I wanted to fix that, all you would have to do is, once you delete the hair, you click Fix Model again, and Blender fixes it so that those bones are gone. Blender realizes, hey, you removed the hair, the bones do not need to be there. So that is gone. Blender fixes it for you. That's it. It fixes itself once you merge everything together, because Blender again knows that it needs to not be there if it's not there. So yeah. Another thing to do is to double check if you're making a female model and you have breastbones. Click pose mode, right click on the breastbone, and okay. So you see how the shirt moves with it. It doesn't move a lot, but it moves. That is good. That means the shirt is connected and it's weight painted on by itself. Sometimes you have to weight paint it manually, but most of the times Blender realizes that what it needs to be and where it needs to be weight painted. So it's fine. It's weight painted. When you do bones in Unity, it's going to move with that bone. You're cool. So yeah. So that's how you do that. Now I'm not going to create a whole avatar right now, but I will show toggles now. So let's say you want, if you are making a not safe for work avatar, all you will do, right click on your model, make sure that you have her. You're going to click the tab button so we can go back into edit mode, and this is perfect. Our shirt is already highlighted to what we need, which if I'm going to do the demonstration of if it's not and you have to do it yourself, right click on part of the shirt and then click L once you highlight over it. And this, sometimes it takes a minute, but oops. If you ever click something you don't want to be, that you don't want clicked, just click Control Z. So clicking all this, making sure everything is highlighted, and to do the test, something is connected that okay, give me 1 second. I've never seen that before. I'm very actually like, what the hell. Anyway, we'll just continue on. Make sure you get every piece of clothing off of her. To double check, because there's some hidden pieces, go back to where I told you about the shading. Make sure that this is always off, because sometimes pieces like to hide. I don't know why it's doing this now out of all the times. Never seen that happen before. Huh. Whatever. We're gonna click the P button on your on your keyboard, and you're gonna click selection. And now that's good. So then you can click down here, and it's gonna say body 1. I'm gonna click this 3 times and name it shirt. And so that's how you do toggles. Now, oh, look. Oh, I thought I missed a piece. Never mind. But yeah, so edit mode, you click what you want to be clicked, you know, whatever, and boom, you go into shirt, and it's now toggleable. But at the same time that it's toggleable, it's still connected to your avatar. So it's not gonna look weird, it's not gonna stay in one place if you move. It's connected to your avatar, but it's now where you can take it off when you do the animations in Unity. So perfect. So now that you have your toggles, you made your model, kind of, you're gonna click down here to model options one more time, and this is where you do your full body. If you are making a full body model, this is what I recommend. If you're making a model to just kind of be like a prop of something, you don't have to necessarily do this. But this is for full body tracking and making sure your model is ready for basically VR and full body. You're going to click this all button right here. Click that once. And then you're going to click the show more options, and you're going to go right here to full body tracking fix and click add. Now we have our full body tracking. That's done. I will say, make sure before you want to do the full body tracking, before we do the eye tracking and the visings for your mouth, make sure you have everything you want on your model now. Hair, clothing, accessories, make sure that is all on her now. Make sure it's all toggleable if you want it to be toggled. And never, ever, ever do the fix model or click all or materials, because then that ruins your toggles and you have to redo everything, and it's a pain in the ass. It sucks. So never click these after you're done with your toggles. Make sure everything is completed. So we did all that. Now we're going to click eye tracking. I always double check this, because if you don't look, it's going to look weird. Click right here where it says blink left. We're going to do blink for both of them. And then we're going to click create eye tracking. That was quick. Start eye tracking and test it. Perfect. Sometimes, if a model's eyes look like they're too far in, which I'm going to, don't like, oh, too much. We're gonna, there you go. See? All done. So that's how I want her eyes. I'm just going to click stop eye tracking, and it's already registered. Now we're going to click visings. The visings already automatically know where you need to go. You don't have to fix anything on here. Everything's always going to be ready. And you just click create, and you just wait. After you wait, you do whatever you want. Maybe go eat a sandwich. But it took a short amount of time because I don't have much on the avatar. The bigger your avatar is going to be, the longer sometimes visings and eye tracking take, because it's trying to register everything. It's weird, but yeah, Blender is sensitive. You'll hurt its feelings if you do too much. But there we go. So we did everything in Blender. Everything in Blender is fine now. We created her, we did whatever, blah blah blah. So once she is done, we're going to click File and Export FBX right here. Boop. I'm gonna put her in the drool base folder where I got the base from, and I'm just gonna name it Tort for tutorial. Her name's Tort now, like tortilla. So export FBX, that's done. Woohoo! Now we can click out of Blender. I usually just minimize my Blender until the model is completely done in Unity. I never close out of Blender because if there's a problem, I keep it open so that I can double check in my what happened. Because sometimes Unity will mess up your Blender avatar and you'll have to like re-export her and then put her back in. So we are going to click here and we are going to go to our folder. We're gonna go find where we put our avatar, which mine was in the drool base right here. So you're going to grab it and drag into Unity. When you make a model, if you want all the textures in there, make sure you have all your textures that you used for your shirt, your base, your hair, your pants, everything that's on your model. Make sure all the textures are in the folder. I always recommend making a new folder, naming it the model that you're going to be creating, and then putting all the textures in there. It saves a lot of time, and it helps to put everything in one folder and then putting it in there together. So we have to wait now for Unity to take our avatar. Now when you're creating a custom avatar as well, just like uploading a Unity package, it's going to take a minute. It shouldn't take too long since my model is pretty small. It's just a model with a shirt with no hair. She's probably not okay. She's probably having a midlife crisis and she has no pants. So we just gotta wait. And the whole Unity process into making everything is totally easy. It's super easy to get through and it's super quick. The video is almost over. So yeah. So it's going through our folder. It's looking for our personal data. I'm just kidding. It's almost done. I wish it would go faster. But Unity takes its time. Like an old lady looking through Facebook. It's going to be a while. Like I said, if it takes forever, this is now the time to go get a sandwich. Or if you're watching the video, skip the next 10 seconds. There you go. See? Told you. So now you have to find where your frickin' folder is, which is right here. Now, the base that we use is right here, but this is not our model that we created, so we don't worry about that. It says tort for tortilla. Boop. And there she is. There's our girl. Hi. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to get the textures. Now, Unity was lovely enough to, it realized what we were doing. It realized that we have all the textures, so it did it all itself, but it's in standard. So you always click your model on the hierarchy. You click the name, and you click select. You're going to click materials and extract materials. Now, make sure it says drill bases, and you click the select folder. This brings us to our material ball thing, and this gives us that so that we can mess with the colors and everything, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You get my gist here. It's how you get standard materials for when you're doing body texture work. If you're doing a new face, new hair color, whatever, this is how you get the material for it. Or you could do the simpler way. Well, I guess it's not really simpler, but it's more cheating. Sometimes if I know that the base is the same texture as another model, I will go to materials and throw the skin texture on there. Sometimes that's not what you should do, but that's what I do sometimes. So you see we now have the material. I usually click the first one I see, and then I click that, shift click to the last one, click control, and just click on the ones that aren't materials. I always make sure they're up Q, and I click Playomi Pro up Q, or up, and then I click back down here to rendering options, and I click off. That just, boom, that saved us so much time. Now, to the other part. This is the part that you should always do. Never skip this step. The material part, the texture, whatever, you can skip that if you have the textures that you already want. That's my opinion. I say you can do it. But this part you should never, ever skip. Go back to select, go to rig, and it says generic. We do not want that. This will make your model stay in the position that it is. You won't be able to sit. You won't be able to move your arms, your legs, your head, nothing. You won't be able to move anything. So you click humanoid, right? You click apply. Let that load. Let the model do its thing. And I will do a demonstration of how you can know that it's working after you do configuration in humanoid. I will show that here in a little bit. Now's another time to get another sandwich. Okay, don't worry about this, because we're gonna kind of fix this. You're gonna click this configuration button after you save, which I'm just gonna name her. Anyway, so you see this. Uh-oh, some bad shit happened. First of all, you're gonna scroll all the way down to toes, because we don't want them toes. You're gonna click it, and you're gonna click delete. You're gonna do it again, click delete. Now you're gonna go to head, click that jaw, click delete, and everything's fixed. The spine is fine. This means that it's ready for full body. Once that's done, click apply, click done, and then apply. I usually just do that to save button pressing. Alright, now it's time for our third sandwich. Whee! Also, if it says that the character is not in T-pose, it's fine. It's fine. It's not going to mess up your model. It's just what happens sometimes. I'm sorry, Unity. Not all models want to be in Blender. Blender, they want to be in T-pose. Maybe they just want to have their arms out to the side. Oh, they're so picky. But it's fine. Our model is now ready for full body. It has its textures, whatever. And to verify that you know that it's going to move in game, we're going to bring this back. Wait, scratch that. We are actually going to use the base. Yep. Okay. So the base that we used, she's generic. Ours is humanoid. We're gonna click this play button. Okay. Give me 1 second. I am just going to delete my delete this so I can fix this real quick and show you how you know that it works. This video is so fun. But this is how you get things done. Oh, we did it. Boop. Didn't work still. My thing hates me. Can I just delete it so I can show my people who are going to watch this how it works? This hates me. Everything's broken. Everything's broken. I don't know why it's broken, but everything's broken. Everything's so broken. I do not recommend anything right now. Okay. This should be it. This should be the last one that I have to delete. I should be fine. I can... Yep. Okay, there we go. That took forever. Okay, so how we're gonna know that this is ready for vrchat, we are going to find an animation. Is there a dance? Yep, there's a dance. So we're going to grab the dance and put it there. As we can see, it's playing, but she's not moving. Do the same thing to our tutorial, and she moves. So this is how you know that she's going to move in-game. So if she, that is a nice way to double check without having to upload her to vrchat and figuring it out that way, because then it's just gonna take a while. It's going to, whatever. But she moves in Unity. She's doing a cute little dance. This means that when she goes into vrchat, you will be able to move her via desktop, VR, full body. She's ready. If your model does not move and it is in this pose, that means you did something wrong. You probably didn't put her in humanoid mode, whatever. But yeah, that's how you make a Blender model and throw her into Unity. Now, if you already know how to do the avatar descriptors, you already know dynamic bones, I'm not gonna go through that. This was just a tutorial on how to add and make a model in Blender, whatever. So yeah. The next video I'm going to be doing after this is how to add like accessories and maybe hair and clothing onto a model that's already made in Unity and put it to Blender. Fun. But I hope this video is helpful for people who need to learn how to do a simple thing, I guess. I know a lot of people use the new Blender, but I personally don't like it. I'm gonna try to transfer over everything to the new Blender, but for right now, this is a simple, easy way I know how to use the old Blender. But yeah. So there you go.